Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Country Change. This month, we're talking all things Temora Shire, one of the loveliest towns around. On the line, we have Amber Hanlon. Her husband Chris, couldn't join us today, but I'm really excited to speak to Amber. And look, you've got a pretty unique story and quite special. So thank you so much for jumping on with us.
Thank you for having me.
So, Amber,
Yeah.
you were telling us offline, you moved to Temora Shire in 2019. What brought you to the region and what made you stay?
Well, interesting story. So, my husband actually grew up in Temora. He's Australian and I'm Canadian. We came from Canada. We wanted to come for an extended holiday just to visit his family and become more acquainted with his side of the family. Definitely wasn't in our plans to stay forever, but we actually were guided to stay. You know, COVID happened, the world shut down, and we actually couldn't get flights home when we wanted to, and it was a continuous battle. And then we basically just were like, okay, maybe we're just supposed to stay. So we stayed, and yeah, Tamora really grew on me. I think a lot of the things that kind of were shocking and a bit tough for me to accept in the beginning, like feeling a bit isolated, like you don't know many people, and just having very the small town feel was a bit different than the million plus city that we were living in Canada. So, um, yeah, it was really lovely to, just walk everywhere. Everything's within walking distance, not to mention there's zero traffic. So you can get everywhere within 5 minutes. If you do live in a city, you do realize that you end up commuting and you spend a lot of time in your car. And when you have small children, they don't always love being in a vehicle traveling. So then you're dealing with whining and that sort of thing, which,
Exciting.
it actually enables you to live presently with your kids.
I'm just quickly showing people where Temora Shire is because now that we're sort of talking about accessibility, um, our Wagga's less than an hour. Canberra is about 2 and 45 from memory, 2.5. You've got access to Melbourne down here, and
Yeah.
Sydney is about a 5 hour
5 hour drive.
drive, depending
Yeah.
on where you're going and what the traffic's like. But
Yes.
like you're saying, in the country, that in your town it's going to take 5 minutes, and Wagga's always going to take 45. Or
Yeah.
um,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I think that's the difference. You might be driving further kilometers, but it's no guess between, oh, it could take 15 minutes today or it could take an hour and a half, which we experience in the cities, which is just horrendous. So you get that quality of life back,
Yeah.
which is really nice. And you touched on so many beautiful points there. I'm just also bringing up the Temora Shire Council page on the Country Change website. You do have a really lovely community, and within Temora Shire itself, you have area park, and Springdale, smaller little villages that all offer their own little beautiful, unique qualities. And Temora is known as the friendliest town.
Yeah.
You sort of touched on that as well. And this showcases some of the beauty of Temora. You've got Centennial Lake,
Yeah.
where you can just walk around and it's really pretty,
Yes.
and the jet ski boats.
Yeah.
But one of the things that you talked about was employment, and access to healthcare. You've got all of that. Tell me about the employment for you. So, being Canadian, coming over here, sort of not planned. How did
Yeah.
you find, for the both of you, finding a job and finding place in that regards? Because let's be honest, most people need to still work.
Well, in the beginning, actually, it was a little bit tough just because the world did shut down because of COVID, and we were living kind of like in increments of 3 months. And eventually, he actually spoke to one of our friends, um, and he already had like a shutters, blinds, awnings business and went into partnership with him. Yeah, so Chris, he started his business and that really kind of took off. It took a while for them to build their brand here in Temora. I'd say now that it's 4 years in, they've really built that trust. And as for me, so I started teaching yoga slowly in 2020, just out of base, which was actually Annie from Physio Shed was just letting me teach there. It was kind of like a volunteer thing, basically,
Mhm.
because of my visa.
So I think you've covered really beautifully the conversation around community and your business and facilities. What do you see the future looking like for Temora Shire, and why should people consider a country change to Temora Shire?
I feel like coming out of the cities, people like already knew um, developments are happening in Temora, where I think a lot of young people from the city have already come back to be with their family for the support and the smaller community feel. Um, I feel like people should move to Temora because it is such a tight-knit community. You have access to all the resources. It's a way for you to refocus. Your attention. We all know that nowadays it's a busy rat race and you go, 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 do, and you're not really accomplishing anything except running around and chasing your tail. So it allows you to, refocus your energy and live a simple life and focus on the things that matter, like your relationships, your health, your family, and your community.
For people wanting to know more about Temora Shire, you can jump onto our website, countrychange.com.au, head to our places, look up the Temora Shire. We've got lots of information, videos, case studies. Reach out to council. They're great connectors. They can tell you what's needed in region, give you contacts, give you guided tours, and connect you in with people, which is really beautiful, including real estate, renting or buying. Come for a visit, plan it. And
Mhm.
access and transport options are also listed across those sorts of things. Craig Sinclair, who's the Economic and Community Development Manager, can definitely help you out with starting up a business as well. So this website's got amazing amounts of information, education, access to healthcare, childcare, etc., etc. And down the bottom, you'll also find, we'll get there, lots of videos and articles specifically about Temora.
If you're looking for a change and you want to definitely like make some changes, like to have a drastic change in your life and the outcome be super beneficial, then I would say, yeah, rethink and yeah, move to the bush. It's beautiful.
Absolutely. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. It was so lovely speaking with you, and thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.